Hello and welcome back to the Brits Top Table with Mastercard. The podcast where we welcome a star-studded lineup to come and chat around our Brits Top Table. I'm Sideman.
And I'm Munya, and you're absolutely right. Today you are sitting at our top table. Sideman, before we start, I accidentally shaved off half my beard this week. I don't know if you can notice, but I wondered whether you'd had any other shaving-related disasters just to make me feel a bit better about mine.
I have. I've been using a shave that's cutting not only my beard but my skin, so it's doing a bit too much. I would probably, if I was you, I would try to find a way to transmute some of the eyebrow hair,
right,
and then slap that on the beard, and then see if that can kind of bring evenness, because it seems like one's top heavy and then one is suffering from lack.
That is a really good piece of advice. I can always come for you for hair-related advice.
I'm here
man.
for you, bro.
Thank you,
here
man.
for you at all
Appreciate
times.
that. Well, talking of good friends, we've got two joining us now on today's podcast.
Which is none other than the nominated, the human being, the person, the individual that is nominated in the British Single with Mastercard category. It's none other than GRACEY!
Oi, oi. Hello.
Gracie.
Hello, friends.
And
how are we?
We're very good.
We're good.
And he's one of
sorry.
Britain's...
Ruined the flow already.
Listen, I know there's beef between you and Nick, but there is no need to talk over his intro, okay?
Yes.
Nick has done nothing wrong. Yes. Where was I? And he's one of Britain's best-loved broadcasters, a fashion icon, and the only man to have a cake on the British Bake Off described as a sleep paralysis demon. It's Radio 1's Nick Grimshaw!
Hey!
Gracie didn't even clap for him. The beef is real.
The beef is on.
I did.
But yeah, just want to ask you guys about your Brits outfits. Do you have them yet? Have you tried them on? Do you feel like you could end up making a last day decision to change your mind and get something else?
I don't have mine yet, and I'm really quite panicked about it. We'll see. I have like quite a few ideas of the vibe, but I think it's like I'm such an indecisive person that this is actually such a huge, ridiculous decision, and I probably end up panicking and just going in like leggings. So we shall see. If I turn up on the day in leggings, please someone send me home.
I think that's the memo this year. I mean, I think Burner Boy's, that's his plan as well.
Yes.
So you should be, right at home.
Okay, well that's cool then. Stress completely dissolved then. Sick. Perfect.
Nick?
I think going to the Brits will be the first time that I've wore anything but like tracky bottoms and a shirt. Like I've wore tracky bottoms and then a shirt on top for when I do the radio. I've got to interview a guest, so they think that I'm fully dressed, but I'm not. So I don't need to go. I don't need to like carry that on. Maybe this is the time to debut that to the world.
I don't know how to dress the bottom half of my body anymore. How do you even dress the bottom half of your body when you've been having Zoom calls and Skypes and things of that nature, where really and truly you've been hanging and swinging low, sweet carriage.
Yeah, those pesky hemorrhoids. Anyway, look, let's steer away from hemorrhoids. Speaking of being dressed up for the Brits, obviously, Gracie, this is of fundamental importance for you because you're nominated for the British Single with Mastercard. Now, I saw a post of a letter that said you'd been nominated for this. Do they really send this nomination via post? Because I tell you what, if it was my postman, I'd be turning up in about 30 years because I never get the post.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't open like any letters that come through my door, so I think I'd just be like, oh no, I missed it. Now I got given it by my manager, who was like trying to like do this lovely reveal moment, but a 220 kid had already FaceTimed me, and then I felt really bad that she was like kind of showing, like doing this moment of like, oh look, open this. So then I was like, what? And like I felt like I was like trying to react and give her this reaction, but it was just like super false. And then I just essentially cried for about 4 days, and so lots of fun confetti in the box though, which I would highly recommend not to open in the wind, because I did so and then had to collect all of the confetti off the ground.
It's a pretty strange reveal tactic anyway, to just open your post in the wind.
I was outside. She did this. She was outside. It was supposed to be this lovely moment. I've got a video of it, and it was just very like chaotic because I opened this box, confetti. It was like me trying to be like really excited and give her this reaction, but no, it was. I mean, I guess yes, they do just send it in the post, which is quite fun.
So obviously the Brits is as much about the ceremony as it is about the legendary after parties. Yeah. Nick, usually people talk about party tricks. I would have initially thought that, the pole dancing would have been yours. But from your Instagram, I now see that you're able to pour things with your toes. Is this something you plan to do on the night?
Oh yeah, this was a skill I picked up on Celebrity Do's.
Nick, I know this might be a weird question, but I am quite interested in this footy ability you've got. Which celebrity do you think your feet would shake most around if pouring them a drink at the Brits after party?
I think it's got to be Rihanna, don't you think? I don't think that anybody's foot is stable around the force of Rihanna. I don't think anyone would have a sort of still foot around Bad Gal Riri at all.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying to find foot in a hopeless place. Like I don't think that's what she's after.
Gracie, what about your foot trembling? Who would make your toes tremble?
Well, mine tremble only over daytime TV presenters. So it would have to be your Philip Schofield, your Alison Hammond, your Stacey Solomons. I'm shaking like a leaf. I can't keep still.
No mention of Alan Titchmarsh then. He's missed out on that.
There's a long list. It's a long list. So there's quite a few. Anyone on TV.
I think that makes sense because it's like they're almost like a part of your home. You feel like you know them in a way where, like with some other people that might be there, you don't get to see them all the time. But with these people, you might actually feel like, it's like a member of your family you've never met. So I can get that.
And when I say like I genuinely spend a lot of my time past like 2 a.m. in the morning just watching like This Morning reruns. I mean, it's a real treat.
I mean, you can watch it the day after.
I'm sorry, Gracie.
There's a new episode every day.
I can't allow that sentence to go forward.
Are you telling me? I'm telling you.
Are you telling me that you replay, that you search for daytime television and daytime television is supposed to be if you missed it, you missed it.
Exactly. It's not Line of Duty.
You're so wrong. Nah, you are so
passive.
wrong. Guys,
just
you're
passive.
missing out on a huge like entertainment stream because let me tell you, the things that happen on This Morning, you type in tonight, if you're awake past 1 a.m, you type in Alison Hammond best moments on This Morning onto YouTube and tell me that you are not creasing yourself to sleep because she is an icon and we love her.
Why does it have to be past 1 a.m? Is it like...
I know, is that a rule?
What type
different. Of... It hits different. It really does. Because you know what as well?
Good Morning Britain After Dark.
You have to be in a YouTube hole for it. So, that's my guilty pleasure.
The statement you've just made on this podcast is that at 1 a.m. most mornings, you're in a YouTube hole with your foot quivering over Alison Hammond. Is that the sentence that you've just put together?
That's the headline.
Early 20s, what you saying? Oi.
Gracie, you have been to the Brits before.
Yeah.
But, in this capacity, it's quite a new experience. Nick will have been many times. There's a lot of things that Nick... Yeah, he's a veteran. There's lots of things that Nick has seen. And so we thought to ourselves, well, actually, Nick is quite the wise gentleman. He's a man of the world. So why don't we play a game called What Nick Grimm Saw?
Ooh.
Yes. That's a great pun.
This.
No, but seriously,
great
Nick.
Pun. Great
pun. Moment for the pun.
Nick, I can't say I know the exact amount of years I'm guessing, but in the 14 years that you've been broadcasting, has anybody used that pun with your name? And if not so, we have to title Munya Chihuahua the genius of all time right now.
It's the first time I have ever heard that. So the pun is yours.
Amazing work. Incredible. We love a pun.
We love a pun.
So essentially, the genius of the idea ends with the name, unfortunately, because the premise is I've gone through Nick's old tweets with the word saw in them, and we have blanked out certain words, and you two will now compete. So Gracie versus Nick compete to score points over what Nick Grimm saw. So,
well, what about what Grace sees? Gracie.
This is, no, Gracie.
That's the next episode.
That's next episode. You've just ruined it. You've just ruined it for everyone.
Right.
That's how you can tell she's a writer.
Yeah.
Her mind just started swiveling straight away. Okay, I'll go first, right?
Yeah, so the words in bold, we're going to blank them out.
Got it. All right. This tweet was from June the 10th, 2019. I saw a man trying to force a blank in his mouth. The mouth was unwilling to accept.
I wrote this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you did.
June the
this about
10th,
the
2019. It's not from the Brits, don't worry.
No, you don't understand. When Nick just said, did I say this? He saw his job flashing by his eyes.
I think, what would someone trying to... June the 10th. So summertime.
What does the date have to do with
Because I'm just trying to think where I was, what was going on.
He's like, was it my birthday? What was I vibing with?
Yeah, like what was going on?
Was it 1 a.m. on the Good Morning Britain channel?
Was it Alison Hammond and her foot? I think, what would you be forcing your mouth? A calippo?
Okay, that's your guess. Gracie, do you have a guess?
Summertime?
Actually, we should have said it's 2 blanks. We saw a man trying to force a blank in his mouth.
Yes.
Fat calippo.
Okay, there we go. So we've got an adjective in there.
Yes.
Gracie, what do you want to say?
First is an adjective.
Rihanna's foot, maybe? I don't know.
Wow.
Okay, listen, don't bring
I think
yourself
that's
into
something
this.
that you
Yeah.
would document, so maybe.
True.
All right, go on, Sideman. Tell him what it was.
Okay, I saw a man trying to force a dry pasty in his mouth. The mouth was unwilling to accept.
What a
You've got to be
tweet.
going through a
And if
hard
you're
time
not following
to...
me on
Dry
Twitter,
pasty.
you should be.
Dry pasty definitely has enough letters to sound like it was going to be something else.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be in a pretty dark place.
Just
So
from
close.
dry and pee, he could have went left after that.
If I'd got that, I think you'd be like, what's going on? This girl's guess.
Yeah.
That's when I know. That's when I know that you have the same devotion to Nick Grimshaw's tweets that you do to daytime television.
I mean,
Yeah, you've not been
dude.
paying attention, Gracie. It was, of course, dry pasty.
Of course, obviously. If it was Alison Hammond, I'd be like, oh, of course. I know.
Mind you,
Straight away.
dry pasty would be quite a good euphemism if you did need to speak to your doctor. You know, it says what it is on the tin, doesn't it?
I've got
It's
dry
just a dry
pasta.
pasty.
Question number 2. June the 15th, 2015. He loves a June tweet, this man. I just saw a picture of blank blank on the Daily Mail website and legit thought it was me. What shirt am I wearing there? So I just saw a picture of blank blank on the Daily Mail website and legit thought it was me. Who does Nick think his doppelganger is?
Oh, I think I know this.
Okay, let's let Gracie go first then.
Okay, you go first, Gracie.
I know. Because this could...
Be kind.
This could
You literally
backfire.
just have to say who you think Nick looks like.
Who does Nick look like? Oh...
The beef will
Brad
continue
Pitt?
now.
Brad Pitt?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
I think...
Do you look
Ryan
a bit like
Reynolds?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah,
Oh,
to be
yeah,
fair,
right.
to be fair.
I'm being serious.
Gracie.
Me trying to get Nick to like play my song. I'm like, Jake Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal singles out
Oh
now.
my god, he looks so much like him. I actually have no idea.
You're going to have to make a decision, otherwise we can retract your nomination. So please
Okay,
think fast.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, you need to make a
Brad
guess.
Pitt.
There you go.
Brad Pitt.
Okay.
He looks awesome now.
Nick.
I think I said, because I've done this before, and if it's not this person, I have seen this person and thought it was me. I think it's Kris Jenner.
Correct answer.
Yeah! Because
Oh my God.
sometimes
You're doing
but
great,
honestly,
sweetie.
sometimes when I've got sunglasses on, and if I've got like sunglasses on, it's a bit Kris Jenner.
I love that for you. Kris Jenner's an icon. What a
Yeah.
great... I
Right?
love that to be my doppelganger. Yeah,
So
amazing.
1 point
One
to
day,
Nick.
Gracie.
Yes.
Can
Let's
I
go to the
just
next
say,
one.
I think this is
Yes.
an unfair game because I think Nick has an advantage here. Can we do some of mine? Because
No. There are clearly some things that have been dumped from Nick's memory, like
Yes.
the unlubricated beef and steak pasty. So,
So true.
everything's up for grabs.
Wow.
Right, go on, Simon.
All right, the next one. July the 29th, 2010. Literally everything happens for Nick in the summer. Literally. All
I'm a
right.
Leo. I'm a
He
Leo.
goes into Kanye on Twitter mode every June.
Okay. I've not seen a blank in years. Are they okay? What hasn't Nick seen in years?
Ooh.
Are they okay?
Yeah. So I'll give you a clue, Gracie. I think I remember this. I think I was talking about like a creature that you see as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was a big part of your childhood.
okay.
And then when you're an adult, you just don't. They just don't interfere with your business. But as a kid, I feel like you spend a lot of time with these.
Okay, I've got one.
Go on.
Yeah.
This is about. Maybe I should really think about this before I say it, but it's too late. A knit.
No.
Go.
No.
A knit.
No.
Where did knits go?
Are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that as a child, Nick had so many nits that as an adult, he's perplexed there's a world without them?
I'm like, what's going on? There's no nits.
He's so concerned about their well-being.
I've seen nits recently, so that's not that. What I will say is, okay, I'm gonna give you another clue. This animal or this creature turns into another creature.
Ooh,
And has been at this... yes.
There
Well done.
you go.
Yes.
Okay. Da, 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 da.
Do you know what I mean,
There we
though?
go.
Like, a caterpillar as a kid, you do like. I felt like I'd see them in bushes. I'd get them.
I know
put them
why,
in a little
Nick.
box.
I know why.
And then why?
We were closer to the ground.
That's true. They were big.
Literally, we were in
like
proximity to
dog
them.
size.
Yes, and you're quite a tall man.
I feel very embarrassed I said knit now, so that's a shame.
Grace, Brit Award nominee has nits. There's your other headline.
More
Gracie.
like knit nomination.
Yeah, hey, more like Nick Grimshaw, am I right? Okay,
Hey.
right.
The puns are out. The puns are out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was what Nick Grimm saw.
Hey.
Amazing work.
All right, we're gonna play a game called Guess Kazoo. You guys are gonna play some of your favorite artist songs, right, with your kazoo, and it's going to be up to me and Munya to guess what song it is. Let me try to do one and see if you guys can guess one. This is one of my favorite songs.
And I'm going to just jump in with some riffs.
Okay.
Britney.
Britney Toxic.
There you go.
Yes. Okay, so the job is now for you to convincingly play the kazoo and for Sideman and I to try and guess what songs you're playing. So, Nick, we'll start with you because you're constantly playing music. Maybe give us one off the A list if you can, and we'll try and guess.
I'm gonna go for this.
Come on, Destiny. Okay, Dua Lipa, Levitate with the baby.
The baby! Yes!
Do the baby's
I
bit.
should have
Do the
got
baby's bit too. Here we go. Wait. Hey.
That was me saying, is Dua Lipa with a baby on the kazoo?
Okay, Gracie, your
I
go.
thought we were getting an encore that we didn't ask for. All right, Gracie. All right, you're gonna help me win this one, Gracie.
Okay.
What just happened?
Wow.
Was it so
Sorry,
bad that it shut down
it was
the,
so
the
loud
camera?
on my headphones that it was like really quite tragic. Okay.
I'm gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
How did you get that? That was
Why
amazing.
Kazoo's so funny. Sorry, is that bad?
Hey.
Who knows?
Destiny's Child
Destiny Child
Survivor.
Yeah, come
Okay,
on.
let's have one more from Nick.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, Cardi B, Up.
Yeah!
That was good. That was good, to be fair.
I would have literally never got. You know what? It was the octave. It was a bit low, and the register for me was. If it's up,
By
then
the
it's
way,
stuck.
guys, my dogs are going mad to Cardi B on the kazoo. Like, they are losing it.
Okay, so right now, as it stands right now, if I don't get Gracie's next one, then I've lost. So let's
Okay,
do this, Gracie. I'm depending on you.
The one I've got is a little bit rogue.
Go on.
I know it. Can you start it again? Because I really know it. Could you start it one?
Try again.
I am the tiger. It's the
No way. No way.
Actually wasn't, but I'm so tempted to say yes.
No. Can you just try once more, please? Because I was so
okay,
close to
okay,
it.
okay. That's all I can do.
What is it?
I think it's Blondie, Heart of Glass.
Yes! Yes! Cranston,
That's
that's
definitely
it.
not
Yeah,
what
we
I was
definitely did now. I thought it was D Block Europe.
Close.
Yeah, you
Very close.
were literally like, I've got it.
Well, I think that the scores this week are I think 2-1 to me.
Yes.
We've learnt many things, both very talented on the kazoo, but also the way to your dog's heart is to play Up by Cardi B on a kazoo. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Guess Kazoo.
Smoke up.
Right. So let's kind of go full on Brits and talk about some of your most memorable moments from shows. As a former Brit student, Gracie, you would have actually been able to go and watch a show at some point, right?
I did, yeah. I got to go as a school trip once, which was ridiculous and fun. And we were in like the stands, and it was the year that, you know, Madonna performed. And then that moment where obviously she like fell.
Yeah.
And I just remember like standing to the side and just being like, "Is Madonna okay?" It was just like a real like, oh my god, someone go and clear Madonna. I need to make sure she's okay. So that was fun. But yeah, my kind of main experiences with the Brits have always been like me kind of like weaseling my way into an after party, even though I'm absolutely not invited. My 21st birthday last year was on the day of the Brits, and I was like, what am I going to do on a Wednesday night? And then obviously this happened. Snuck my way in and pretended like the Universal party was my birthday party, and just went around to everyone being like, thank you so much for coming. Like, they're like, who is this random girl going around pretending that Mel B is like DJing her birthday party? I was literally like, Mel B, thanks so much for coming. Like, drinks are all free, guys. Just go crazy.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, like, just like enjoy yourself. So yeah, I'm just lucky.
Guys,
dropped.
thank you so much. Take a goodie bag,
Guys,
please. Let your hair down.
Thank you so much. Just
That's
running
really
around the
funny.
bed.
You were in the studio recently with Craig David, but did you sneak in? Did he know you were going to be there? Like, how did that take place?
He was so shocked to see me because he was like, "This is an intruder. Take a COVID test." Craig David is such a legend. We were just writing for some music for him, and my new song is like a little bit garage influence. So I wanted to see what he thought of it, and he was into it. Man like Craig David.
It's funny you mentioned that, he asked you to do a COVID test, because I hear he loves doing them, mainly because you have to wait 7 days.
Oh, hey. He's so quick.
Oh, okay. Anyway, how about for yourself, Nick? Brits moments that you remember from all the shows you've been to?
I love the collaborations that happen at the Brits. So I remember when they had like a random collaboration of Klaxons and Rihanna, and I remember when they did Florence and Dizzy in like 2010, and I love those collaborations when we get to bring like two acts together, and I just have good memories of both of them.
Was the Madonna year the same one that Kanye was on stage with Skepta and half of London?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that so much.
That was pretty amazing as well.
I love that performance.
That was the one where people felt threatened from home.
That was the morning after. I think LBC had a record number of calls, so that was definitely a historic moment.
Wow. I love that performance so much because I think they pulled that out of the bag, you know. I think it was like, I think Kanye wasn't meant to be doing it till that week or something. And I thought that performance was like the standout of the night. It was so good. And I did start a massive rumour that the sample in Shutdown was actually fellow radio host Alice Levine complaining. And I just want to say now, after about 5 or 6 years, it actually wasn't her. But we have been peddling that rumour for over half a decade now.
That is nuts, because I actually listened to that song the other day and I thought, who did they get to do this voiceover? All along, it was Nick Grimshaw's elaborate plan.
Okay, Gracie, what was your favourite performance?
I feel like anything like Bruno Mars is just so incredible.
Oh, wow.
I remember he performed one year and I just like watched it on repeat. Just like he's just so incredible. So yeah, anytime Bruno Mars performs, I'm absolutely victim of gravity on the floor.
Yeah, his performances are offensive because it's just like, no. I had to believe.
You can't be that talented. It's unfair on the rest of us.
Don't one take Dracos like.
You know, on the year that Bruno Mars performed, I remember this being the year that so many Americans were at the Brits. Beyonce was there, Bruno Mars was there, Katy Perry performed, and it was just banger after banger after banger. Pharrell and Nile Rodgers. And it was my first time ever going to an awards show, and we were like in this VIP box because I'd won this competition. And anyway, they said, would you like a drink during Bruno Mars' performance? I was like, yeah, definitely. And basically, the waiter served us, we'd asked for a gin and tonic, and I think he just I just think he maybe had never made a gin and tonic because he bought a champagne flute full of gin, and I'd never tasted gin and tonic before. So there I was, drinking out of this glass, hating every minute, going, "Come on, I'm meant to enjoy this."
VIP lifestyle.
No, it was gin and water. That was all it was. He'd made up gin and water.
Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Who is this guy?
Oh, boy.
Like, you know, when you think you're somewhere nice and you just don't want to say, you just drink it. I had that with my friend at a curry house where we went home to Oldham, and she ordered a lager and lime. Pretty normal. But they did lager and wine. So she had a pint, half wine, half lager, and she was like, "Oh, it tastes funny." And I was like, "No, you're just being London. Just drink it." And she was like, "No, it tastes funny." I was like, No, it doesn't taste funny. It's just a lager and lime. So just drink it." And she was like, No, it tastes weird. It tastes weird. I was like, No, don't. Just drink it. And it actually was half a pint of wine and half a pint of lager, which is quite mental.
Terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
God, the impressions were brilliant.
I think we try that out, you know, on Brits night. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Lager, wine, and gin and water. It's a recipe for success.
I got to ask Gracie a question. I always respect people that write their own music or even write music for others, because I feel like it's literally art in a different form, and I think it's amazing. And I just wanted to ask, whose song do you have on repeat all the time? Because I feel like it's very interesting hearing that from somebody who writes themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, well, I, as I've said, I'm a massive Bruno Mars fan. So his new one with Anderson .Paak is absolutely on repeat. I mean,
Love it.
I
The live version as
I
well.
had to stop for the whole day to just be like, wait, I need to replay. I need to restart it from the beginning and go 30 seconds at a time just to make sure I'm up to date. So yeah, anything kind of Bruno Mars. I saw Anderson .Paak like pre-COVID live, and it was just like one of the best gigs ever. So
Was that Ali Pali?
no, it was actually like after Billy's set at Reading. And you know when like the sun's setting, you've had a couple, you know, beers and wines, it all in one glass, and you're just vibing away. And I was just with my best mates, like, oh, hey, you take my mind, like, come on, hey. It was so great.
That is a sick experience.
It was a very, very good vibe. And now, you know, now I probably will never go to a gig again. So much fun.
No, look, hey,
That's the spirit, Gracie.
it's a good way to go out, isn't it? But you've had some pretty epic experiences at gigs. I'm pretty sure you managed to touch Childish Gambino's chest hair when he was at the O2. But also, you've had dinner with Elton John. So which out of those two experiences really takes first place? Because I imagine Childish Gambino's got some great chest hair.
I tell you what, that Childish Gambino thing was, I was absolutely shook because me and my friend went, and this stuff does not happen to me. Like when I say like, I'm not this girl, but me, my best mate Evie, we went to the gig. We're like in the stalls, like kind of midway in the O2, like we didn't, you know, didn't get those front row 1-2s, but we still like, you know, really good seats. Halfway through the show, he pops off stage and we're going, okay, interval, shall we go and get a bev? Shall we stay? No, we're going to stay because, you know, the camera's following him around, and it goes like, oh, he's like walking around the outside of the O2 and everyone's getting really gassed because they're like, is he going to come in? He comes in down my like row of stairs and genuinely stops in front of me and my friend, and we're like, excuse me, what's happening here? And I just didn't breathe for the whole time. And like I put a clip on my Instagram and it was like very cool. But I did cut out the bit where I flipped the camera around and me and my friend were like streaming tears, just like it's like absolute chaos in our faces. I actually need to find the clip and show you because it's so tragically like messy. But yeah, that was pretty sick. And then,
So
I mean,
epic.
Elton John's like an absolute legend, so that was pretty on par, to be fair, as well.
Well, there was one story I was saving for us here today, which is, the only celeb story I have really. I was meant to do this junket with Zendaya and Zac Efron. It wasn't actually meant for me, it was meant for another presenter, and they were shot in the eye by their nephew with a Nerf gun. He was fine, but needless to say, he wasn't willing to go in front of Zac Efron with a swollen eye. So they said, right, Munya, can you do it? Already I'm on the back foot because on this particular day at work, I'd chosen to wear chef's trousers for some reason. So I don't know where I got them from. It's some vintage shop in East London. So I went along there in chef's trousers and a T-shirt that said Ravers on to interview Zac Efron.
Already love this story.
It was a press junket for The Greatest Showman. Needless to say, I hadn't watched the film and I had no idea what it was about. So I was sort of clawing at these high school musical references. The interview was going terribly. And finally, I had a few minutes. My time was dwindling down. So I said, guys, The Greatest Showman is all about celebrating hidden talents that you might not know you have. And I think I might be a great comedian. Now, let's rewind a second. A week before, I'd been told a joke by a guy at work, and he said this: what's the difference between a tin of tuna, a pot of glue, and a piano? Now, I said, I don't know. And he went, right, you can tune a piano, but you can't piano tuner. So I was like, that's a terrible joke. 5 minutes later, I said to him, what about the glue? And he went, I thought you'd get stuck on that. And I said, this is brilliant. I said, this is brilliant. I'm going to use this joke. So fast forward now, 10 seconds left of the interview. I go to Zac and Zendaya. What's the difference between a tin of tuna, a pot of glue, and a piano? And there's a lady doing this. She's like, get out, get out, get out, get out. And I go, you can tune a piano, but you can't piano tuner. And I get kicked out the room. So now Zac Efron hasn't heard the punchline to my joke. And I guarantee there's been a moment in the last year where he's been walking around his $1 billion mansion and he's gone, hey, what about the pot of glue?
You need to just tweet him it aggressively. Just aggressively tweet him the punchline.
I thought you'd get stuck on that.
Munya, you cannot stop going in your career. You cannot give up your craft. You must meet Zac Efron again as equals, and you must finish that joke. This is your destiny.
You must. You
I mean,
I can't wait. I'm going to make it my mission to tell him the punchline before you can. You'll be like, but...
I think everyone listening to this probably has to do that now because I took about half an hour to tell the story. But anyway, there we go. What are we most looking forward to about this year's Brit Award? Gracie, aside from the award.
I feel like being around other humans is going to be great. This is the first time like seeing live music as well in the last couple of years. So I think as well it's really nice that the key workers get to go along. So it'll just be like a nice kind of celebration of not only just like, you know, the music of the last couple, the pandemic songs that got us all through, but also just like, I don't know, being in a place to say thank you to all the key workers and stuff. So yeah,
Definitely.
I think overall, I think it would just be a really lovely night and hopefully get some good vibes going. I'll be starstruck the whole time, especially if, fingers crossed, Alison Hammond gets a ticket.
No. Toes crossed.
Toes crossed, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Rihanna, where you at?
It's an interesting point about the the audience of this year, because you could technically be performing and lock eyes with your doctor. That's a crazy thought, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's what everyone wants.
Okay, Nick, what are you looking forward to about this year's awards?
I am really looking forward to leaving the house, you know? Like, I mean, I'm just so excited to go out and see people. I mean, I love the idea of the audience being key workers, the people who have got us through this year and, you know, made it all happen for everybody, and so happy that they get to be down there and celebrate it before, you know, the rest of us. And also just to get to see live music back starting again. You know, it's just a massive part of all of our lives, and it's something that we've, I don't know, not appreciated until we've not had it. Like, I always loved it. I was a big fan, but you really notice it when it's gone. So yeah, I'm just excited to, it's a big sort of symbol of normality returning, I feel, the Brits this year, isn't it?
100%.
I mean, those answers couldn't be any more wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
We're looking forward to seeing some shaky toe action.
Yes, and your outfits. Once you decide to choose one, Gracie.
100%.
This is the Brits Top Table podcast with Mastercard. And the Brits are happening on the 11th of May. If you didn't know, get to know. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys do your thing and chat to you again.
Yeah, Nick, Gracie, Sideman, Munya, it's been a pleasure. Speak soon.
Thank you, guys. Lots of love. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us, guys.